Well, now let's talk a bit about what brought you to Mongolia today, and what is that mission about. Please brief us about what you have done. I know tomorrow you're going to hand over the ambulance you were with your friends driving all the way from London. Tell us about the project a little bit.
There is a charity called Go Help, and Go Help every year organizes a rally in which people drive useful vehicles, ambulances, trucks, things that Mongolians can use. Drive from London to Ulaanbaatar. So it's about 11,000 kilometers. And people get sponsorship however they can. And we were very generously sponsored by Renaissance Capital. And we have friends here in Mongolia at Kas Bank, and they've been very, very helpful. And people take routes through Central Asia, through Turkey, Iran. We came across Russia.
Which you did after how many days?
It took 30 days.
30 days driving a car.
It's a Land Rover. A Land Rover was also very generous to us with their help for supplies and equipment along the way to repair the vehicle. It is here. Tomorrow we will be donating it formally to the Go Help charity, and they will provide it for usage for Mongolian hospitals, especially the emergency services that reach well out into the country, into the disparate areas. So that is what brought me here. In fact, there are 4 ambulances that have come on this one journey.
That's a wonderful project, and it's a part of what you do.
It is.
And I'm very much impressed with that. You had also spent your whole month. You're obviously writing now another book.
Yes, that's right.
What is the name of the book?
The book has a title that you will not forget. It is titled How to Run the World.
Okay.
It is titled that because it's about diplomacy.
Okay.
And I was thinking I wanted to write a book about diplomacy because my PhD is on the topic of diplomatic history and the evolution of the systems of diplomacy. The whole world today is in one diplomatic system. Every country is connected. Corporations
where the people
connected.
play the most important role, probably.
And people's groups also.
Yes.
And so I wanted to talk about diplomacy in the 21st century. And diplomacy is, in fact, the method that we use to try and make rules for the world. So I'm writing, that is the book, actually.
Okay.
And it will be published next year.
Diplomacy. You have been advising President Obama, and what you have been saying during the political campaign, and what is he doing today, in particular with this morning's statement about taking out soldiers from Iraq.
When I was in the campaign, I was in the advisory group looking at Central Asia and South Asia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India. One of the major issues of the campaign. In terms of foreign policy, there were several major platforms. One was to focus on Afghanistan and Pakistan, which we are obviously doing. And before that campaign, I worked in Afghanistan for General McChrystal, who is the head of NATO forces.
Yes.
He is now stepped down. But I worked very, very closely with him. I do believe we are engaging more with Pakistan and with Afghanistan. But I cannot say that it's going very well.
Do you know that there are some peacekeepers from Mongolia serving in these countries?
I do.
And not only, and also in Africa?
That's right.
It's a gesture of a smaller country where people want to be a part of this peacemaking.
Mm-hmm. There's also a third neighbor element to it, because the United States and Mongolian militaries have a very good relationship, and the Mongolian military officers and troops that I have met in various places and here really represent a good, strong professionalism, and I spend a lot of time in countries where I do not see that level and that standard, such as Pakistan and Afghanistan. So I think Mongolia deserves a lot of praise for that. And the other major pillar of Obama's campaign platform was the pulling out from Iraq, and that is clearly underway. Mm-hmm. But on the whole, to be perfectly honest, I'm very disappointed in the lack of progress overall on a number of issues over the last 1.5 years. It's not Obama's fault, but we have to be very honest with ourselves that the relationship with Iran has not been, there's not been any breakthrough, and the offers that were promised have not really been fulfilled. I worry that there is really not a coherent strategy towards the Middle East, Israel, Palestine, that was talked about, but nothing new. I'm very disappointed, actually, in that.
So what are you going to do?
Well, I don't formally work for the government at the moment.
You work for a foundation called New America.
The New America Foundation is a relatively new think tank in Washington, one of the most prominent ones today. And it is very privately funded, just like the other best think tanks take no government
What is
money.
your position in terms of other think tanks? Many of them are in Washington.
Yeah.
How you would describe your mission of that strong think tank?
Well, New America Foundation has a very clever motto. They say they are the radical center. They want to create a consensus around radical, positive, and progressive change for the next generation of Americans and for the future of America, but also on global issues. So that was very attractive to me. So I joined them from the Brookings Institution, which is a much older but more conservative think tank. So New America Foundation has built a very strong reputation on that motto over the last decade.
Well, I think your foundation will help you to do the job you are doing, making the world to understanding each other better, and the places like Mongolia to do much better than they are now. So thank you very much for your generous remarks you made tonight, and thank you for bringing this ambulance for Mongolians, and it will probably save many lives in this country.
I hope so.
And
thank you so much.
It's for our future, and thank you so much for the wonderful interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.